What's something women think impresses men, but actually doesn't? Playing hard to get is an excellent way to select for assholes who don't respect boundaries. Talking shit about other women. Ah, yes. Just like in job interviews, don't talk shit about your former employer. You're just framing yourself. Testing men to see how much they care. My buddy dated a girl for a couple of months, and one day, out of the blue, she broke up with him. It was quickly discovered that it was a test, because when hit with that news, he felt a bit of relief and responded that he understood and wished her well. No hard feelings on his part. She lost her mind and borderline stalked him for months. So the test was to see how hard he would work to get her back? Precisely. It's a power move. They crave validation and a sense of power or superiority. And so they take someone they think will be devastated by being left, leave them, and wait for the other person to come along begging for another chance. If it doesn't go according to script, it can lead to some rather spectacular meltdowns. Being intentionally rude or sarcastic to seem confident. I don't know why, but the ones who just have to let you know how confident and independent they are will usually hit me with something like, "I'm from the East Coast. We tell it like it is." No, you're just being a brat and have no sense of tact. True confidence, usually pretty quiet. There's a difference between being an independent individual versus simply not taking others into account. I'm glad you're your own person. Absolutely. I don't want to be responsible for somebody's sense of self. But if there's no room for others in your narrative, it's probably going to be a lonely one. This is a good one. I'm sure men do it too, but I don't meet them personally, which makes sense. I think because there's a long history of our culture not viewing women as independent and autonomous, some have overcorrected into some unhealthy form of it. I'm attracted to independent women, but sometimes I meet someone that hates the idea of ever relying on a friend, accepting any form of assistance, taking advice from anyone, even if they're super knowledgeable about a thing they're trying to do, or having any vulnerability. That's not independence. That's pride. It's damaging to all types of relationships, makes you hard to get close to, even as a friend, and it's pretty frustrating to be around for long periods. Inevitably, most of their relationships have a weird dynamic, and they look down on people ever needing others or being vulnerable. Pretending to be dumb. Nah, pretty sure I actually am dumb. Sometimes I pretend to be even dumber than I actually am dumb, both for fun and so people will always be unsure whether I'm being pretend fun dumb or when I'm real dumb. Unfortunately, this has backfired, and most folks just assume I am big dumb universally. Why come my plan never work? Was flawless plan. Telling us about how many other dudes are interested in you or what they did for you. I dated someone who did that. I think she believed that was how you got a man to spoil you. I also came to the conclusion that she had traded up to me from the last guy because she would compare me to him a lot if she felt I was slacking. We lasted less than a week. My ex did this for me. It's like, okay, go back to him then. Heavily edited or overly posed photos. After being in dating apps for the past year, I officially hate filters. Acting disinterested to seem to be cool. I remember bumping into a girl I liked from school a good 10 years after we left, and she was talking about how she used to have a crush on me, yet she very strongly rejected any flirting I tried or even general conversation. I straight up thought she was disgusted by me, so I don't know what on earth her plan was, lol.
Ooh, now I know why every girl in school was repulsed by me.
Acting hard to get only makes you hard to want. To me, it always just looks like a lack of interest, and if there's no interest, I'll stop trying. The funny thing about this is that if a woman plays hard to get, she filters out the guys who actually know how to take no for an answer, and she ends up with the guy that doesn't. She is setting herself up for a toxic relationship. Buckle fat removal. Had to look this one up. Is this why all these people look like Grand Moff Tarkin? My husband doesn't find it especially attractive when I ask him to pull my finger, but that may just be him. Being high maintenance. I want a relationship, not a monthly subscription. Had one girl tell me she didn't want to work, but she wants 2 houses and 2 cars. Like, I have a job and it pays well, but at least you're being honest about how delirious you are financially off the bat, instead of saving it for me to find out later. Once the makeup doesn't match the skin tone of your neck/shoulders, it looks way worse than your natural face ever could. Lip fillers. Came to write this. Girls, please stop. I cannot take anyone seriously who walks around with lips that require separate ticket in the public transport. Those hideous painted-on eyebrows, WTF. The obsession of eyebrows in general is weird. Claiming to be an influencer or model. The delusional need for social media acceptance. Hearing about other guys. Playing hard to get. Ladies, it's 2025. All the decent man will listen to you the first time when you say you aren't interested. The only people who keep trying are the shitheads you'll complain about every day you're with them. Be an adult and talk about what you want. Photo filters, especially on pictures sent directly to me from women I already know. Thanks for showing that you could look better. Usually they don't look better. Twerking. Long stories about exes. I'm a pretty open and sexual guy, so miss things don't faze me too much. I have had a couple of dates tell me about how horrible the guys they have repeatedly hooked up with or had relationships are. Again, I don't mind at all that a woman is kinky and really into sex. In fact, that's usually a positive to me, but if you keep telling me that you are basically into terrible quays, it's a turnoff and red flag. Like, it's coming off that your kink is bad people, LOL. Implants, too much makeup, acrylic claw-like nails. Lots of makeup. Although, as I get older, I become more and more convinced that women aren't actually bothered about impressing men. It's really other women they want to impress/make jealous. It becomes part of being ready for public mode, or covering up rosacea, or similar. I realized as a waitress that I got more tips when I wore makeup, and that was the gateway drug. Bragging about being able to drink as much as men. I don't think I've ever seen it turn out well. Maybe if she's from Wisconsin. Long, thick, fake eyelashes, like on children's dolls, and very long nails. Talking shit about other women, especially their girlfriends. Also family. I get it if you don't have the greatest relationship with them, but you don't have to always bag on them. It's not a good look.